Somewhere in America today, silver removal era of the 1960s, that unusual pressure fell squarely on nickel production. The San Francisco Mint, marked with a tiny S, played a key role in that transition. While most people assume only silver coins from this period matter, hidden inside the chaos were Jefferson nickels with strange surfaces, deep black toning, and preservation patterns that today's collectors view as incredibly special. Why ugly is beautiful? Here is where instinct betrays most people. The average person sees dirt. A collector sees untouched history. That deep black shade on a 1970s. Nickel can actually be a powerful sign that the coin survived decades without being harshly cleaned or scrubbed. Original surfaces matter more than almost anything in the rare coin world. The moment someone tries to polish one of these, nickel's scrubbing away the darkness to make it shine, the value can collapse instantly. Never clean this coin. That black antique finish, especially when it forms naturally over 50 plus years, tells professional graders and elite buyers that the coin still carries the authentic skin from the moment it left the mint. Once that original toning disappears, it can never be restored. Design details that pull you in. On the front obverse, Thomas Jefferson faces left, with the word Liberty beside him and the date 1970 near the edge. The tiny S mint mark is one of the most important details on the entire. Coin collectors obsess over where it was produced and how sharply it was struck. Above Jefferson is the phrase, "In God We Trust," a detail many people never notice until they start studying valuable nickels closely. Flip the coin over, and the reverse reveals the famous Monticello building standing at the center. Around it are the words "E pluribus unum," United States of America, and 5 cents. But collectors don't just look at the design, they stare at the steps of Monticello under magnification, searching for rare sharpness and strike, quality that most circulated nickels never achieved. The hidden specs. Composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 5 grams. Diameter: 21 halmi. Thickness: 1.9 halmi. Nothing about it screams valuable at first glance. It feels and sounds like pocket change, yet one properly preserved example with dark original surfaces and strong detail can quietly transform into serious money. Most people miss this because they assume valuable coins must look beautiful or unusual, but in the coin world, untouched originality often beats flashy appearance every single time. The obsession factor. During periods of heavy coin demand, dies wore down faster, striking quality weakened, and subtle differences appeared between coins from different facilities. Some 197 OS nickels came out with sharper details. Others showed weakness around Monticello or Jefferson's hair. Over time, survivors with unusually strong strikes became harder to locate. Add decades of circulation damage, scratches, cleaning attempts, moisture exposure, and careless storage, and the population of truly desirable coins becomes shockingly small. Many were spent. Many were destroyed. Many were cleaned by people who unknowingly erased thousands of dollars in potential value. The result: high-grade 1970s Jefferson. Nickels with original black shade surfaces have reached around $50,000 at auction without needing dramatic mint errors or exotic varieties. A 5-cent coin. A coin millions of people ignored for decades. A coin still hiding inside jars, drawers, piggy banks, and inherited collections across America. The 1960D Jefferson nickel, the silent survivor. Most people would never stop for a 1960D Jefferson nickel. That's the terrifying part. This coin doesn't look rare, expensive, or even important. In fact, the exact nickel collectors are desperately chasing, right? That usually hides in old coffee cans, dusty toolboxes, forgotten dresser drawers, and loose change sitting in car cup holders. People spend them every day without a second thought. But serious collectors know something the average person does not. Certain D. Monticello nickels have become almost impossible to replace in truly original condition. The weight of 1960. America entered the 1960s with a strange feeling, factories booming, the Cold War hanging overhead, and millions of citizens depending on coins every single day for transportation. groceries, payphones, and newspapers. The Denver Mint, marked with the D, ran its production lines aggressively. Yet while millions of coins entered circulation, very few survived decade after decade with the original appearance. Collectors crave today. Most surviving 1960D nickels were abused almost immediately. They rattled through jukeboxes, bounced across diner counters, scraped against keys, and sat in greasy pockets. Nobody protected them. That carelessness destroyed countless examples forever scratched, polished, corroded, or simply lost. Today, finding a 1960D Jefferson nickel in fine original condition feels like discovering a silent survivor from another America entirely. What to look for? On the obverse, Jefferson faces left with a calm expression. Above him is In God We Trust, while Liberty stretches near the right edge beside the date 1960. Just next to the year sits the tiny but critical D, mint mark. That tiny letter changes everything. Collectors stare at it under magnification, searching for strike sharpness, placement, and surface quality. The reverse shows Monticello with E pluribus unum above and United States of America with 5 cents along the edges. The real obsession is with the sharpness of Monticello's steps and the texture around the lettering. Never clean this coin. Many 1960D nickels developed dull gray surfaces, uneven wear or damage over time, but certain fine condition. Examples survived with attractive antique texture and balanced natural toning that advanced collectors love. Inexperienced owners see darkness and immediately try to clean the coin. That single decision can erase enormous collector interest forever. Original toning matters more than most people realize. Even slight dirt around the lettering, or soft gray aging across Jefferson's portrait can, signal untouched originality. Once polished or chemically altered, the coin loses the authentic surface that collectors emotionally fight over during auctions. The quiet auction frenzy. Unlike flashy gold coins, these Jefferson nickels create a different type of obsession. Buyers study photographs for hours. Dealers inspect surfaces under powerful lights. Then suddenly, when the right example appears, bidding turns aggressive without warning. Collectors know the supply is shrinking every single year. Strong original survivors are becoming harder to locate, and many owners who already possess premium examples refuse to sell them. The result: fine condition, each angel by Leoshard. Jefferson nickels with strong originality and collector grade. Preservation have reached auction values around, without famous errors or unusual varieties. A nickel, 5 cents. A coin people throw into jars without looking. You could pass one through your hands and never realize you just touched a silent fortune. The 1940 Jefferson nickel no mint mark. The pre-war ghost. There is something deeply unsettling about the 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark. Not because it looks rare, but because it doesn't. People still spend these coins accidentally. Right now, one could be hiding inside an old coin jar, a flea market box, a family inheritance envelope, or mixed into loose change where nobody notices it. This nickel carries the kind of quiet danger that makes experienced collectors stop breathing for a second when they see one in original condition. The world in 1940? 1940 was a tense and uncertain time. Europe was already collapsing into war. The U.S. economy was still recovering from the Great Depression. Americans depended heavily on small denomination coins because every cent mattered. The Philadelphia Mint identified by the absence of a mint. Mark worked aggressively to keep coins circulating. That missing mint mark has become a powerful psychological trigger. Some collectors specifically hunt. No mint mark. Jefferson nickels because they represent the original backbone of American circulation during one of the most important decades in U.S. history. The deeper collectors dive into these coins, the more they realize how few attractive survivors remain untouched today. Design and details. On the obverse, Jefferson faces left. In God We Trust appears along the left side, while Liberty stretches across the right beside the date 1940. No mint mark near the date, and that absence is a key identifier. The reverse displays Monticello with E pluribus unum above, United States of America along the upper edge, and 5 below. Serious collectors study every tiny line under magnification, especially the sharpness of Monticello's steps. Compositions: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 5 grams. Diameter: 21 halmi. Thickness: 1.95 halmi. Nothing about it screams hidden treasure. It feels and sounds common, but collectors know the real story hides inside the details most people never bother checking. Survival is the real rarity. These coins circulated heavily during difficult years. Families struggled financially. Coins changed hands constantly. Many became worn flat. Others were scratched, bent, dropped, exposed to moisture, or cleaned harshly by owners trying to make them look newer. That last mistake destroyed countless potential fortunes forever. Never clean this coin. Even soft polishing can create microscopic hairline scratches that professional graders spot instantly. Original toning, dark gray, aging, soft, antique texture. Natural surface color is exactly what advanced collectors want to see because it proves the coin survived. Honestly, through decades of American history, the emotional weight of pre-war America. When you hold a 1940 Jefferson nickel, you are touching a surviving object from a country, standing on the edge of massive global change. Within just a few years, World War II would transform American industry, families, and even coinage itself. These nickels circulated before wartime silver nickels appeared. They existed during the final moments of a very different America. That historical pressure gives the coin emotional weight collectors cannot ignore. They are not simply collecting metal anymore. They are preserving a witness from one of the most uncertain periods in modern history. The result: fine condition 1940. Jefferson nickels without a mint mark have reached auction values around, without famous mint errors or unusual varieties. A 5-cent coin. A coin people still toss into cash registers without looking twice. The bottom line: what you must do. If you take anything away from this, remember these rules. Before you spend a nickel, check the date. Look for 1970S. 1960D. And 1940 no mint mark. Do not clean the coin. Never scrub, polish, dip, or wipe it. Original surfaces, even dark or blackened, are often the most valuable. Protect it. Hold it only by the edges. Avoid fingerprints. Place it in a protective flip or holder. Kitted, professionally graded. Authentication and preservation. Determine the difference between pocket change and life-changing money. Be patient. The biggest fortunes in coin collecting are often hiding inside coins nobody bothers checking. The next time you empty your pockets at the end of the day, don't just toss the change into a jar. Look closely. That old dark, forgotten nickel could be the one that changes your future.